my hair.
Oh, there you go. That's Comic-Con.
Earlier I saw Casey Jones and Vita Repulsa.
What?
I think I saw Casey and Vita Repulsa. No, not Casey. Casey Jones and April O'Neil, that's what I meant to say.
Sure.
I'm out of it today.
Tomb Raider.
Casey and Vita behind the wall.
And a lot of skill.
I think the game was...
I went, and guys, like doing the reviews, like, I went to do fast punches and I started dodging and powering up. So I was like, I don't know what happened, but this is clearly not a good idea.
Is it ever a good idea?
Yeah.
Stop it. Stop falling. Take a picture with that.
Wait, hold on. Oh no, I couldn't. I thought I could go through that.
No, you can't.
That's too late now.
Do I have to still record still?
Yeah, keep recording.
I'm not recording. I'm recording you. This is boring.
Don't worry, just where is that? There you go. 2 seconds. Oh, there you go.
No, I'm watching this now.
Oh, it is.
Spoiler alert. That thing showed up. I wonder what the red one does.
And how is this? Insect Armageddon?
It says tank, tank, tank.
It's more like Insect Armageddon, which makes me wonder where's Matt and Pat.
You would think that. Like, where are they? Can I stop recording now?
Here, you stop.
Everything gets real in this game.
What does this come with? Oh, it says right there. They skipped the second one completely.
Yeah, I know.
I like how they do the HD collections, number 1 and 3. Forget the other like 4 we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, drill number 2.
That's fine. Second one wasn't that great.
No, the second one wasn't that great, but that's where they added like the whole system where if you had 2 attacks that head, you had to do the button mashes and stuff.
Right. Oh yeah.
And it was just better. I know how to charge. Why'd I blow up? That wasn't the self-destruct button, was it?
Hold on, wait. Let me see something.
Oh, you chose Yamcha?
Let's keep it right.
Good job, Chris. Good job. Good pick. How do you zoom in? Found it.
Oh, Chris, I think a cat would have been a better choice. And I'm not talking about poor, I mean a legitimate cat.
I was just about to say.
Yamcha, you're weaker than you. Stop it.
Become a Super Sonic. Play Dragon Ball Z.
How did you do that?
Never played it before. Dragon Ball Z for Kinect.
At least Krillin is decent.
Yeah.
Krillin is better than Yamcha, so good.
No, everyone's better than Yamcha.
Well, not if you ever look at the Krillin code counter.
Well, yeah, it's true.
Wait, you trying to climb back up, bitch?
But Yamcha doesn't even, like, deserve a counter. He sucks so much.
Four-star parody? Oh, you trying to climb back up, bitch? Oh my god, for once, I wasn't the one that died. Shut up, Krillin. Oh. Anyone gonna do anything for me? What are you talking about? I just got big slapped through a wall. Free controller over there.
Kind of filming this one. You're getting your ass kicked, Chris.
What?
You're still getting your ass kicked, Chris.
Kyle can.
You guys are doing better than me. Everything about perspective. There's so much better graphics and everything else. Okay. What you got?
Boo!
You want him to lose?
I don't care. Joe's Yamcha.
It's Yamcha. Even when he wins, he loses.
Yeah, as soon as he wins, the Cyberman blows him up.
Last time he won, he had a giant hole in his chest afterwards.
I know.
That's the only move that seems broken about Yamcha.
It is.
Okay, second winning. No, I'm not going to be beat by Yamcha.
You're making us look bad.
You know you can dodge from that.
Look at you. Oh, wake the fuck up. I'm not going to use the Yamcha. Hell no.
Oh,
Fucking
boy.
got you.
Environment. Forgot about that when you get someone on the border of the level.
Good times.
No.
Damn! Well, that turned it around quick.
That escalated about it quickly.
No. I'm not going to lose to Yamcha. This is unacceptable.
You got it there.
That's it.
I'm not gonna lose to Yamcha! No!
Yeah, Chris, you lost.
He
This
might,
music-
maybe!
This music is fitting.
Well, no, if he blocks this next one, he might survive with like 1 health.
Maybe!
No, he's dead.
Goodbye. All right, Chris.
You videotaped it?
Yeah, I really did the fight.
Good job. Right now.
You have to hold X down and do this. No. Hold X and then hold X. Just this. That one.
I'm holding it.
Oh, what are you doing?
I can't do it.
There you go.
I really can't do it.
What can you do?
No, you're pushing the wrong buttons. That's why you have to do like you're facing my direction. You have to do opposite.
You have to do the opposite way because you're looking the other way.
It's just the trucks.
Back or down? Which one? Oh, back. Okay. There we go. You go be Kamehameha battle. There we go.
Please go.
Okay, no, okay, let's... I go Pirate King too, Papa!
Chris,
Yep.
red versus blue.
Oh, shit. Oh, there's Master Chief made out of Legos, it looks like. Yeah.
not doing that.
Wait, you allowed to record here?
Sorry?
Are you allowed to record here? No.
You can record, but if you record, you got. Yeah, they match up.
And there's stuff on the other side too. Like Nintendo setup.
You don't have any events, right? It's just
I'm doing better. Leave me alone. Oh, I need to get the treasure. Oh, can't jump. Yeah, hold on. Up a circle. There we go. Right. There we go. Got it.
broken.
Thanks.
At the end, they got the PSP.
Yeah.
At the end.
Alright, I think I'm done. It's good enough. Okay. It's supposed to be free to play on Xbox.
Really?
Yeah, it comes out like January, I think. Looks alright. It looks like Deadliest Warrior.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. It looks exactly like it.
Yeah, it looks cool though. Only history.
You saw the guy who probably had a Nightingale. He made Nightingale on the He made it looks like it. I saw the press down.
It's
There's the Batmobile right there.
yeah, it's a Batmobile. But Back to the Future, the DeLorean.
I got this.
You got it. Here we go. I'm gonna record you doing it. Oh, you got it. I think you can probably go in there. I don't think we need. Four-player Pac-Man?
I'm not going to be here all day.
I got this.
I think so. Well, that depends how long you be my whole life.
I mean, at one point I will get bored.
Fire ferrets.
But
That's a Legend of Korra.
Fire Ferrets? I haven't watched the Legend of Korra yet.
That's a team that goes on for the pro branding thing.
Okay. Hey, look, it's at huh?
Those graphics, man.
Those are graphics. I'll give you that. Those are graphics.
They're graphics, all right. Oh, wow.
Remember the adventure where Loki's in the muzzle?
Oh yeah, I saw it. They have the cosmic cube in there. Yeah, I saw it.
Ready?
Yeah.
I was like, really?
Yeah, I saw him on my way. Yeah, I saw him on my way to the line.
People can come up with the most unique things.
Yeah, the hunt.
Now. You're stuck. You're going the wrong way. I'm doing a terrible job recording.
Do it better. Wait. Glitch.
Press X to grab charge broken glass.
Gotta go. Survive that, I must celebrate. Want to try that? No? Put these back on. I know what's going on.
I'm gonna stop recording.
What do you want to do? I don't know.
two icons. You want to choose one of them to.
Go. Yeah, you're not going to do anything. People understood, but you?
Yeah. I want Michael to come back.
Michael will be here, so I'll be like,
I guess this is it. This is the one. Right on, man. How is everybody? Now that we all know where we can shit. Excellent to be here. This is really exciting for me and the boys because we're heading into not season 1, but season 2 of Comic Book Men. Awesome to be here in the New York Comic, especially awesome to be here in the fall because that means layers weather. So that means I can wear the coat again. That means I can put on an additional 10 to 15 pounds. So I won't be taking this off later, or else you'll see I look very pregnant. But other than that, it's going to be a good trip. Thanks for being here. What we're going to do is, I don't want to blow most of the time just chit-chat and stuff. I want to get to the real stars of the show, the comic men themselves. But what we're going to do first is show you a sizzle reel this season. A reel that Brian Michelle, one of our creators of the show, is put together for everybody to watch. It's really, really good stuff. Before we do that, we'll be funny in a second when we get out here. Before that happens, I just want to give a shout out to these 4 guys, man. Last year, or a year and a half ago, I think it was 1 year ago, I sprang it on them, called them up and said, hey, we might do a show in the comic book store. And they didn't ask for it. They never wanted to be on television. It was kind of thrust upon them. And sometimes you can get greatness thrust upon you. This is not one of those occasions, but I thrust something upon them anyway that wasn't dirty or sexy at all. And they rose to the challenge, which does sound dirty and sexy. But without them, we wouldn't have had a great first season. We certainly wouldn't get to season 2. Having a little bit of success under your belt is always a shield against the shitters. And having a show on AMC was a real nice badge of honor at a time when people were like, this motherfucker's over. So without these guys, I wouldn't have had that sort of credibility on the greatest network on the planet, the network that brings you The Walking Fucking Dead.
People like Walking Dead.
Thank you for my boys. Thank you to AMC, man. Let's take a peek at what season 2 has in store for us, and then we'll bring them up here and we'll all chit-chat for a while, shall we? Get it up.
Huh? It's on comic book man, right? Yeah. Watch, it's gonna be like a silver foil. Well, it's not.
So, at least not by me. So, I'm dialed in and whatnot, and the feedback that I got on Brian, or as they call him, Beard Guy, nobody bothered to learn his name, they just said, that's Beard Guy, sometimes they call him Alan Moore. But it went like this. Episode 1, the reaction was, I fucking hate Beard Guy. Why won't he leave Little Ming alone? That wasn't in the wrong. After that, I think by the end of episode 2, people were like, Beard Guy said some funny shit. You know, keep coming around or something like that. By episode 4, I swear to you, I saw the following tweet. I want to be Beard Guy. And then by the time we got to episode 6, there were people who were like, and I saw one tweet that I hated Brian in episode 1, episode 6, he steals my heart. So it was nice to watch people kind of start out going, kill the monster! And then embrace him. Okay, but without further ado, I want to hear from you guys. You are 95% of the show. I come in, do podcast wraparounds 3 times during the shooting season. The rest of the time, it's just these guys in the store with cameras having to come up with shit to say on their feet. Thankfully, they're very funny. They all do podcasts. Brian wants to do a podcast called Tell Them Steve Day. Me and Mike do a podcast called I Sell Comics. So they're very, very sharp at talking extemporaneously. And thank God, because that's really all the show is. Bri, how did it feel going into season 2, or do you have any anecdotes about this season that you want to share with the audience? Can we turn his mic on? Here, why don't you come up here? I know it's asking a lot, but walk over to this mic. I don't know what's going on with the mics. Until then, work with this one. No. This one, just come here. What was it like working on the season? Tell us the story.
First, I'd like to address that we do 95% of the work and you make all the money. That's fucked up. Oh, they were going to talk? They're a little pretty. Any anecdotes from season 2? Let me see. Personal horrible tragedy. This still counts as season 2. There was a panel we did where the mics didn't work. I don't know. Well, help me out here. What was an anecdote? What was something fun or worth talking? The wedding that you saw, yeah, it was a lifelong dream to see me and Mike betrothed. Yeah, I would say anytime we got to do. Sorry.
Can you guys all come gather around this microphone? It's just like a podcast, folks. One mic, here we go. I'm in tight.
Anytime we got to do exactly what we wanted to do, it was fantastic. We got to come up
Many questions answered with little children up there.
You've only got 4 minutes left. Keep going. I would say anytime we got to do exactly what we wanted to do, it was a good time. And the wedding was one of those moments. Well, 2 of us got to do exactly what we wanted to do, and 2 of us did.
Well, I'm actually suspecting that 3 of you got to do exactly what you wanted. It's been a lifelong dream of Ming's ever since we started I Sell Comics. I'm not kidding. To be Sue Storm, the Invisible Girl. That's true. That's one of the Fantastic Four. Yeah.
And now you can see why they have a television show. Let's open it. I mean, the one mic thing is weird. Is there anything happening in the back that maybe, is it just like an East Coast, we don't give a shit kind of thing? Are you guys working on it? Meantime, you know what, how about we simplify it? We'll do Q&A. That way you guys ask a question and then one of these cats could answer. There are microphones right there. But you can probably just put up your hand and we can hear you. Do those microphones not work either? Season 2 off to an amazing start.
Let's come up here.
Let's go over here.
Yell it out and I'll translate back. Go ahead. 2 parts? We can't fucking hear the 1 part. Okay, I got first part, Brian, how are your knees?
How are my knees or how's my niece? My knees? Wait, knees or niece? Actually, that's a both. Okay. My knees are slightly better. My niece is great. So we're in Amish town with Ming this past weekend.
Filmmaking career, guys. Where do I go from there? Sit on my ass for the rest of my life. Feeling in America, this thought process of like, oh, achieve. I fucking did my achievements, man. I've gone further than I ever thought I would. I'm very content with where I wound up and stuff like that. So I feel like my journey's kind of come to a close. I'm going to close it rather than this kind of like self-imposed, gotta go further, gotta push, gotta do more. Nah, I'm just going to do what I want now. So I put in like nearly 2 decades of fucking hardcore service. Got paid for it. It wasn't like a military member or something. But I did. I put in my time in the directing field. Now I want to step back from the trough because I take up a big amount of space at that trough. As you heard from some major airline, 2 spaces. So, in the world where like I step back from the trough, that makes more room for more creative folks. There are only limited amount of dollars out there in the industry to go around for creative people. Don't waste them on my ass anymore. I tell very small stories, don't require a lot of money. Give them to people like Josh, give them to people like Chris Nelson, give them to people like Jack Snyder, give them to people like the guy that made Wanted and also the Abraham Lincoln Vampire Club movie. Give it to those talented cast and vision. Yes. Thank you. That was on a roll there. All right, do they all work? Beautiful. Fantastic. Okay, so for me, a lot of people are like, no, try harder, do something better. I will never make anything better than Red State. By my estimation, I don't care what other people say, because I'm the artist at heart. And so when I can self-assess, step back, and be honest, and be like, look, it'll never get better than that, I'm just going to step away at that point. It doesn't mean I'm not going to come here every year, doesn't mean I'm not going to do all the other stuff, but making theatrical films or theatrical distribution, that's not really my game anymore. It can't be. They want to tell very expensive stories. The small stories I used to tell, people don't want to finance anymore. If you want to finance them, you do it yourself, or you go to like a Kickstarter or something like that, or an Indiegogo. So, I don't know, I put in my time, I felt like I've done enough. Let me step back. I don't have anything new to say, I'll be honest with you. Red State was kind of my last hit somebody is the one that I got in the chamber, and I got to shrink its length down to shoot a movie out of it. But other than that, there's not much more that I can add to the discussion in the filmmaking. Some people will argue that I never added anything to the discussion. But I can step out in other places and do other cool shit, podcasting, TV shows, just standing on stage and talking to people. Like stuff like that is more intriguing to me and kind of like where my heart is now. My heart was in making films 20 years ago, but I did it, I launched, and it was great, and I had fun, but there's so many other cool things to do. For a lot of years I did one thing, and every once in a while I'd squeeze in something else, like a comic book. But now I just do a lot of shit. I try everything, and some people be like, yeah, but you're the master of none. Guess what? I'm never going to be the master of fucking anything except baiting. So, I might as well try everything. I might as well give it all the shots. Sample it out. I hope in 10 years you see me playing bongos, Matt McConaughey style. Not naked, mind you, I'll be wearing a shirt, hockey jersey, probably. But I mean, I like getting into everything. I'm doing shit now that I didn't imagine I would do 10 years ago. 10 years ago, if you told me one day you're going to have a radio network with you and your friends, I'd be like, oh, fuck, no way, that's impossible. I'd probably put a dick in my mouth before that happened. Well, I did, and we are. So, sometimes that's how you make shit happen. But it's been a great time, and based on that, I feel dopey just doing the one thing, film. I want to do a bunch of other stuff like this. So that's why I kind of put that to the side. There's definitely one more movie coming, I promise, that'll wrap it all out, and then I'll just be doing other shit like that. Oh, there's a mic over here. Go ahead. Please talk to these guys. Question for me and Walt. Go ahead. Widening Gyre, Part 2. When Comic Book Men happened, we were where? What issue were you drawing? You were on issue 4 of 6. Holy shit. Issue 4 of 6 he was drawing when I called him up and said, hey man, there's a good chance we might do a TV show based on the comic book story. So naturally that went to the back burner because we were told point blank, like I asked Dan DiDio, I was like, when do we have to finish our story? And he's like, you can finish whenever you want because that universe is going away. Now it's all going to be 52, the new 52. So at that point we were kind of like, all right, there's no pressure. People like the book a lot. I like to let it sit out there. In the moment when that book came out, we worked so hard for a year and change in advance. Couldn't wait for that 6th issue. because the 6th issue was the one that, if you haven't read it, spoilers, I'm not going to tell you, there's a big reveal, if you know what I'm talking about, at the end of the story. But when it came out, the only thing that like some mouthpieces wanted to talk about was like, you made Batman piss himself in the comic book and shit. And this is that they got really outraged. They're like, you took a moment from year 1 and destroyed DC continuity by suggesting that Batman might have wet himself. And then a few months later, DC blew up their own continuity, man. And suddenly I didn't look so bad anymore. I was like, now a little piss ain't so bad, is it, motherfucker? So in that world where Dan was just like, you get to it when you want to, and you know, comic book man, this opportunity popped up in front of us, that went to the forefront, and believe me, if anyone didn't want to fucking do comic book man before finishing Wide and Jar, it was Walter. Walter was like, let's finish what we started. I was like, no, we got time to finish it. It took me 5 years to finish Spider-Man, you know, so I was landed out on a different sort of timeline. We're 4 issues in at this point, there's 2 issues to go. Now that we're done with season 2, it's my intent to finish the last script. I've got issue 5, and I just have issue 6 to get both to Walter, and boom, he can be off and running. So definitely by the end of 2013, you'll see the end of the Wide Big Jar, which if you haven't read yet, go check it out. It's a sequel to Batman Cacophony that me and Walt did together as well. It's also a quasi-sequel to my Green Arrow run that I did a few years ago called Quick. Hit somebody I'm getting to the moment I get that script to 150 pages in length. My problem was I said, I'm going to do 2 hockey movies, but guess what? You know how hard it is to get 1 hockey movie financed? Getting 2 is nearly fucking impossible. So I decided at that point, all right, man, I'll make it 1 movie. I got 1 shot. The movie's about taking 1 big shot, so I was like, fuck it, instead of 2, I'll do 1. But that left me with 240 pages in length that I had to get into a 120-page script format. I gave myself an extra 30 pages, so I'm allowing 150 pages. But I've been trying ever since I announced it would be 1 movie to get it into that one script format. I go in and shave periodically. There's a lot of good stuff, so it's tough to get let go. But at the same time, I'm pretty judicious when it comes to editing my shit. I have no problem killing the babies as they speak. Even though I wrote it, doesn't make a genius. In fact, most shit I write isn't, so it's very easy to kind of kill it before it hits the world. So I'm still working on the script. As soon as I have it down to 150 pages, we're going forward. Promise. Thank you.
Silent Hill. I mean, really, it's a hugely atmospheric, deep, meaningful world. It's a horror movie, so we get to spill some blood and scare the shit out of you. And at the same time, you get to create and work with an aesthetic which is pretty unique. And the games themselves have set such a benchmark for what is quality game storytelling and myth-making. The chance to do that on the big screen is too good to miss. So it was a great opportunity, and I hope I've done justice to the kind of the aesthetic and creative qualities of the games, as well as the movie that came before us.
Well, a lot of the fans of games criticize the movies that are made from the games because they feel that they're not enough like the games. It seems like you've gone in the opposite direction and really strove to put elements of the game, especially the third one, as you said, into the movie.
I have, but I also profoundly disagree that a game and a movie are the same thing. So an adaptation of a game should not be a slavish retelling of the game story. They do different things. With a game, you're interacting, you are peeling back the world for yourself and making your own choices. With a movie, you're being told a story which should immerse you and to carry you on an adventure. So they are different things, and obviously I wanted to make a movie which is true and honest to what the games are, but at the same time there's no challenge in literally retelling the story. So we took elements of Game 3, which I think along with Game 2 may be the best of the series. I had to make a movie that was a sequel to the first story, so it made sense logically, there's a logical progression. I had to adapt Game 3 so the story was the kind of the foundation for it, and make a movie which worked for people who had never seen Silent Hill, game or movie, didn't give a shit, and just wanted to have a really entertaining horror movie. So those 3 things together kind of were the pressures to make that story. So I hope I've done it.
Cool. Adelaide and Kip, could you tell us about the characters you play in Silent Hill Revelation?
Yeah, I play Heather Mason. He's a
Heather Mason fans out there in the games?
yeah, and he's a 17-year-old girl on the run with her father, played by Sean Bean, and you know, a series of events kind of happen, these nightmarish kind of happenings, and she gets sucked into the world of Silent Hill. So, yeah.
And
yes. I play Vincent, and I can't tell you a hell of a lot about him because I don't want to, as always, spoil anything. And with him, there are some surprises. So, if you know the game, you'll know the character Vincent from Silent Hill 3. He does differ somewhat in the movie. We changed him. But I hope you like the changes. I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to spoil it for you.
Yeah. So if you're coming in with an expectation it's the same Vincent from the game, then you're going to be either surprised or disappointed. But if you look at him as a new character doing new things with the sort of the DNA of what Vincent from the game was, then I think you'll understand and be interested in it. But as Kit says, you can't say too much about it because it does rather spoil.
In regards to the 3D, Samuel, this isn't your first rodeo. Your last few films have all been in 3D. The cast and Michael, could you talk about the challenges of working in 3D? Which is incredible in the film, by the way. I saw it this morning. The 3D effects are just amazing. You get sucked into the Silent Hill world.
Yeah, I'm going to get on my 3D hobby horse right now. So I know a lot of you guys out there don't like 3D and you think it's not being used right. When Sammy and I first talked about putting this movie together, 3D was put on the table, and I was somewhat reluctant to embrace it. But then you think about what you're doing with a movie like Silent Hill, and you are creating worlds. You're trying to do something different. You're trying to immerse the audience, and 3D is a new tool for that. It takes some things off the table and introduces new artistic and aesthetic things. We shot it in 3D. There is no post 3D. On the set, we could go and look at the 3D that we were shooting and adjust the depth of the world that you were experiencing. And most of the way that you pull focus in a film these days, and you have a focus puller, and that's part of the camera team. Now you have a stereographer who sits alongside you and controls the depth and the use of the 3D. And technically it's a complete pain in the arse because the cameras were big and unwieldy and it slows you down. But I think what it does, it allows you to sort of step through that kind of proscenium arch into the world. And yes, we do have stuff come out at you, and yes, we do have fun with it occasionally, but it seemed to me that the point of Adelaide Heather's journey into this world was to get more and more immersed in this new universe, and 3D was a great device for that. And I would add that we made the movie in 3D. If you don't see it in 3D, you're really not seeing the movie that we made, because it was shot for 3D, it was edited for 3D. Even the sound design is designed to sort of use those extra dimensions in a movie theatre. So all the naysayers, give it a chance because it's pretty decent.
And Adelaide and Kit, talk about your 3D experience.
Yeah, I think 3D is the perfect marriage between a video game and a film. It makes sense. It makes complete sense to me, and I think it was definitely a little bit. It was time-consuming, and there were challenges. And physically, I know that you were far more dynamic. Obviously, you're in 3D, so I had to be aware of that. But I thought it was really fascinating and wonderful to be a part of it.
Yeah, I mean, it was really exciting. I was warned by Michael coming into it that it would be very time-consuming and the setup would take a long time. And I think I was expecting a lot worse. It's actually, as far as acting goes, like Adelaide says, you have to be aware sometimes that this is a 3D shot, that your hand is going to be coming out of the screen and your hair is going to be swooshing in a certain way or something, I don't know.
Particularly kids' hair. Let's face it, it's lovely.
As it happens I think it's incredibly different for cameramen and crew, but for an actor you're still playing a scene, you're still acting, so it's not a huge difference.
Yeah.
For you, Samuel, is it getting any easier having made this about your fourth 3D film?
But I think that for Silent Hill is really perfect because you don't want to see just things coming again. We had experience, 3D is only things going toward you, and it's a bit of a gimmick,
But in this particular movie, you are completely immersed. When you are in a town that you don't know, that is out of the world, and it's a new experience for you coming through this world, you have the same feeling in 3D because the ash is now perceivable. It's not 2D. There is this extra layer that you just feel into you. And when everything comes and changes and there is the darkness and it's like floating around you, it's like you are part of the movie in 3D. But it's the same feeling that we had when originally we played a game and where you are in the dark and you're playing this video game and you say, follow this, and you are in the dark and you find this music around you. You have an extra sensitivity. This will bring with this 3D and this extra dimension. And I think and Michael has played with it very perfectly. So that's why.
Well, speaking of 3D, how would you folks like to see the first ever 3D featurette making of?
Yes, sorry.
Yeah?
They have like a
Yeah. Not sure. Not sure. What?
That's the ones of the Constitution.
Don't watch out.
I'm moving out of the way so you can film stuff.
Balling. Oh, Japanese music, Japanese. What?
Halo 4. Halo stuff over here.
Halo. Hello, Halo. Yeah, we need to find Halo 4's booth.
Hold on. Film this.
No, stop telling me what to do.
Found it, Joe. This is for you. I did post a link of that on Facebook.
Found it, Joe. Oh, Gremlins. Predator. Oh, look. No, that's supposed to be a big statue of Gremlins. I mean, Predator. All that Baroni stuff. Looking.
That doesn't look difficult at all.
I just want to be like, oh, I don't know how to play. Headshot. I played on Friday. Fucking destroyed everyone. Again, I was playing through the beta, so I remembered everything to do. I haven't played the beta. This was my first time playing Friday. It felt so right. Certain people got it like, Bungie. I know them, like actual. So I know Bungie. I know only one person who do for free, but she's family. Not prepared for that. So he's like, hey, Aaron, kind of sound like, you sure? He's like, I want you to get a 360, get all that fucking PS3 here. Just play okay. I was stuck on it all day, just ripping ass. Fucking, I thought, once I find a sniper, it's fun. You know, happy guy with a sniper. I always have time. I don't want to be on. EMR? I missed the VR. VR was fun. VR I was like,
It's a tournament game, basically.
Oh, hey, Chen, this hole's for you. Tough guy, give it to me, brother.
Yeah, get to the chopper. Yeah, robot, sure. Sure, bro, robot. Cool it. Turtle Tunnel. Where's that? Tiffany Saint, I don't know. Oh.
Shout out to No One.
Turtle Tunnel. But I like the Turtle Tunnel. Look at all this advertisement. Oh, we can just leave. Let's go.
Welcome to the Ninja Turtles tunnel. Be sure to check out the
Oh. Let's go, let's just go. Let's just go. Get out of there.
No, watch, I put my hand in there, man. If I'm in the other cats in the band, which is great. Man. Not
Your turtle. Oh, God, it's so foggy. Jeez. Fuck. Oh. 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 What? What was that? Enjoyable? I had so much fun.
I met the Ninja Turtles, got the autographs. Although they kind of stole the details.
violence? What the hell?
Yeah. But yeah, I saw Bumblebee walking down. I saw Bumblebee walking down.
The what?
The Chevy area.
What?
There was Homeland and Bumblebee, like the big area, the big robot, walking down the Chevys.
Cool.
Pieces all like my art pieces. Oh, okay. Yeah, what you play.
Oh, yeah, I dropped out of Funimation.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah,